Today's horoscope from Astrocademy Virgo May 10, 2022. Today's transits improve communicating and connecting. There is wisdom in your approach. Also today, Mars enters your partnership sector for a stay until May 24th, animating your close relationships. In fact, your relationships can be an area of much excitement and perhaps some commotion in the weeks ahead. People rile you up, frustrating you at times and motivating you other times. Fortunately, friction doesn't have to be difficult. Some push and pull can eventually get you to a better feeling of balance or equality. Plus, you have Venus in the same area of your solar chart, helping smooth things over. Problems that have been left unacknowledged or festering tend to surface, and this means you can take care of them once and for all. It can also be a time in which you have more courage to pursue a relationship if you are identifying with the Mars energy rather than giving it away to others. It is very easy to hide behind a veil of indifference and coldness, and it is the planetary aspect that is forming will probably compound this. It does not feel very pleasant for you or the other person concerned. It is worth making an effort to break through this barrier and move toward open communication, even if it is a little awkward for a while. Making decisions regarding your professional commitments and working relationships is insanely fluid now that Mars is in your opposite sign, Pisces. You will know when you have had enough or when something feels right. As new clients, working relationships, agreements, and opportunities come up, listen to your intuition. Do you feel like it could lead to something wonderful? If so, pursue the professional arrangement but do not rush through the details. In addition to new professional commitments, you should also let go of emotionally taxing responsibilities and working relationships if you can do so. While the moon will return to your income sector during Mars' final hours in your work sector but too late to connect, over the coming days it will form a friendly aspect to the planets that are staying on in order to regroup. This not only begins the lead up to a full moon in your income sector but something that can energize things across the income, work and career fronts. Don't allow yourself to become overwhelmed, just because you don't have the precise answer to every problem straight away. Keep a calm exterior, avoid making your problems worse. Often even serious catastrophes are over just as quickly as they arise. You're swimming through a sea of friends right now, and their help makes life considerably easier for you. If there's anything you need, don't hesitate to ask one or more. You'll get it right away. One way to alleviate the stress you might feel is to approach life in a more playful way and try to brighten up your situation, but don't expect to receive too much credit for your efforts. Instead, whatever you do, you're scrutinized, your motives examined, and you find yourself having to defend all your actions. Today it becomes apparent just how dedicated you are to home and family. Family is a cornerstone in your life or will be at some point. The most critical issue concerning families is health. Whether you are parent or child, your health is bound to mean the world to someone else. Why not have a handle on how to take care of yourself to the best of your abilities? Know your limits and be active and creative about your health. It will do you and your family much good. Take care that any feelings of boredom you've had lately don't lead you to do things you will regret. There's a vibration happening today, and this can encourage you to act in far riskier ways than usual. If there's something amiss in your life or relationships, seek the most constructive approach to working things out. Acting rashly or impulsively can lead to even more trouble than the boredom you started with. Think things through carefully before you act to prevent complications. The second Mercury retrograde phase of 2022 begins today and once again begins in one of your two professional houses, but again, it will end in a very different area of your chart. Back in the early days of the year, Mercury turned retrograde in your work sector and then retrograde back into a playful part of your chart, just before the busiest months of the year began. For months on, Mercury turns retrograde in your career sector, but in 12 days will retrograde back into an adventurous part of your chart, this time just before the busiest months of the year on the career front are due to begin. There is a theme here. While Jupiter is the planet of luck and expansion, In his last full day in your relationship sector, it is important to remember that he works through the principle of expansion, and that means this could be expanding both the good and the bad. Yet in both cases, with Mars ready to step in and start fighting for what you want from your relationships and what they need from you once Jupiter leaves, this is getting everything out in the open. Our eyes in the sky. Today's waxing Leo moon doesn't make any major connections to planets. The only energy that we will be feeling is the opposition between the moon and Centaur Chiron in Aries. This opposition allows us to take the initiative to promote healing in our lives. It's a great time to reach out to someone and try to make amends. Understanding our role in the demise of a relationship can help us restore its foundation. This is a time of making up rather than tearing apart. Full moon will be extremely potent and intense, which is why today's chill vibe can help us prepare for that fraught energy. If a situation needs work, something you put on the back burner because you didn't want to deal with it, use today's Leo moon to find balance and peace as you resolve matters without arguing. If you wait until tomorrow, things might not go as expected. On the emotional front, this astrological energy will bring new life to our romantic situations and partnerships. The caveat is that Mars, who is a Leo, shares a minor connection with Neptune, who is retrograde in Pisces. That will make it hard for us to make decisions. Instead of moving forward, it's a good time to reflect on the investments before we commit fully to making them. The lesson of the day is to slow down and to contemplate as to what the best choices for us will be. Seeking advice will be beneficial, as long as it's a trusted source who we know won't lead us astray from the best opportunities and results. In the morning, the Leo moon trines to Mercury in Gemini and Virgo, making it easy to connect to others through speech and writing. This is an excellent time to present research, as we will refuse to downplay our knowledge to make things pleasant for others. Yet, we also understand how to draw in our audience by relating to their specific sensibilities. Others find us intelligent, witty, and pleasant to be around. It's an ideal occasion to communicate with family members, specifically siblings or children. In the afternoon, the moon opposes Venus in Sagittarius, causing hiccups in our relationships. Our need for variety can place us in situations where romantic engagements take a back seat. Ordinarily, asking for space won't be a problem here. It is more likely that issues will arise if we make our needs known improperly or fail to consider someone else's needs. The reverse may also be true. We feel neglected in some capacity by another, which makes us go looking for love in all the wrong places.